A small, brave army stands at last within the jaws of Sauron's trap. But the courage of men will not fail, and their hope will not fade. For they hold that their sacrifice at the Black Gate of Mordor shall gain time for Frodo to at last destroy the One Ring. And in this final hour, the captains of the West must continue to fight for their freedom, while their breath still remains.
You shall find this elf is quite dangerous!
Do not falter! Defend this field with your lives! Fight on! Buy the Hobbit time!
You face Aragorn, son of Arathorn!
Fight on! We make our stand upon this field!
I fight for Lady Galadriel!
Warriors, fight on! Buy the Hobbit time! We have victory here! The field is ours! Mount Doom breathes fire! The Hobbit nears the crack of doom! Buy him time! Drive them back and capture their gate! Fight on! The gate must be ours!
Here come the Eagles!
We hold the gate! We have done our best! Their captains command from those towers! We cannot be pinned here! Slay them now! One of their captains has fallen! Another captain captain is down! Fight on! Only one captain still stands! Their captains have fallen! The towers fall silent! The mouth of Sauron, dark lieutenant of this realm! Slay him now!
Enjoy your final hours. How many of your people must I kill?
The vile mouth of Sauron shall trouble us no more!
Come, men! We must capture their camp! Capture it! Bravely done! Their camp is ours! We must defend our camp until the tide turns! Keep them from our camp! Secure!
There was no hope of survival in that final hour for any who stood upon the battlefield, yet they did not despair. Although their enemies drew near and their arms grew weary, no man held fear in his heart. But fate decreed our world was not destined to end in that hour. For the power of the ring corrupted all it touched, in ways that even its evil spirit could not imagine. And in that final, desperate moment, the ring-bearer fulfilled his quest. In a single heartbeat, the Dark Lord Sauron was no more. In truth, our victory was won by the smallest of things. Our fate balanced upon the edge of a knife. But then, when hope at last prevailed, that knife turned and plunged deep into the heart of our enemy. And victory, at last, was ours. Remember always that upon those grim battlefields, the hearts of the free peoples did not fail, and their courage did not falter. And thus the third age of Middle-earth ended in triumph, and not despair. At last the Dark Lord's iron fist encircles the innocents of the Shire. There will be no escape for the hobbits from the war that now enters their quiet borders. The last free men might attempt to aid them, but all must face an overwhelming enemy. Warg riders and great war beasts mass for the attack, and none left alive can withstand their power. Perhaps at last the Dark Lord himself shall come forth to gloat in his triumph. Perhaps then, with Gandalf, we might sell our own lives most dearly. In desperation, Treebeard leads the final march of the Ents. With their aid, and with many halfling archers, perhaps the Shire can resist for a brief while.
Those runts think they're safe in their little hobbit homes. Burn up those little grass houses! Crush the Shire! Leave nothing standing! They snap like kindling! Look! More hats ahead! Burn them all to the ground! Destroy every hobbit home! Only a few miserable hobbit houses left! Hobbits! They had nice homes, now they got graves! Rathian Treebeard, don't let him spoil the fun! Make him kindling! Chop down the leader of the Ents! cowardly one wizard show his face! Saruman said, leave no hobbit alive! So that's Gandalf the White! Kill the wizard! Let's make this slaughter complete! Kill the wizard! No one will stop us!
I will aid them as I can!
History is no more for this happy race. Their hobbit holes are now tombs, their party trees kindling, and those who survive are now enslaved by the Dark Lord Sauron. Treebeard was in the end no match for the fury of the orcs. He now serves as a bonfire, into which halfling bodies are thrown. Even the great wizard Gandalf could not stand before the Dark Lord. He has fallen and cannot be restored. His purpose here has ended. Those who did not fight in this war shall now become the final victims. Their homes shall be burnt, and the future of their children shall be sacrificed upon Sauron's cruel altar. Death and ruin are all that shall remain, for the Dark Lord's cruelty will know no limits, and in the end all shall be destroyed. For now the darkness has covered all living things, and it has claimed us all.